Hey beautiful souls, welcome into Starlight, Starbright, Oracle and Tarot. Wishing you love, light and good fortune today and every day. Remember, this is a divinely protected space, so what you put forward goes straight back. So beautiful people, this is your deep, dark, dangerous karmic reading. If you feel triggered, or if this reading bothers you in any way, or if you are in a situation where things are abusive, possibly, please leave now. Just leave. That's all I can say to you. Alright. Love to you guys. Let's find out what's going on. Starting with the deep, dark, dangerous oracle cards. Oracle deck. Let's find out. Deep, dark. There's one. Alchemy circle. Maybe you're being run around in circles. You know, that's a form of narcissistic behavior where they keep the argument in a loop. They keep throwing it back at you all the time, keeping you in a constant loop. They won't admit they're wrong. They won't admit that you're right. They just won't release you from this loop is what I'm getting. But you have enormous strength. This is like the strength card. This is a test of your strength. Don't make it a test of wills. Because when you come up against a narcissist, you're not going to win, because they don't play by the rules. They don't play fair, and they're not just, and they're not true. They just want to keep you and hold you where you are. This card is a number 23. I don't know if you're aware, or how many people are truly aware, that number 23 is a highly, highly karmic number. If people around you have a life path 23, which adds to 5, or 32, 32 is not as extreme, but 23 is. And I have had firsthand, my father was a 32, my mother was a 23, and they were completely evil people. How I survived them, I just didn't test them. I just waited till I could leave home. So, you need to leave, because the number 23 is here. And that little Austrian person who tried to run the world in World War II is a life path 23, adding to 5. They're truly evil people. So you're dealing with somebody who is truly dark, who is truly evil. And we have Viking ships in the background here as well. Viking could have something to do with them. Or maybe with you, maybe you have a Viking name, or you know, you have some kind of Viking lineage, or you just love all things Viking, or maybe they are. But you have the strength. And see, the interesting thing is she's looking away. She's like hiding behind that post, hoping that the enemy in the sailboat won't see them, won't see her. But she has this beautiful protective lion with her. You might have an animal, you might have a dog, you might have something around you that makes you feel safer. But you have enormous strength, and this is a test of your strength. And see, she's eyeing, one eye, eyeing this ship. There could be somebody outside of your house. They could be stalking you. You know, you see them in the street. There's an element of here, it's best to avoid. Avoid conflict with this person. Avoid conflict with these people. If your intuition isn't on point, because when you're confused and hurt and in a traumatic situation, it can really eat away at your intuition, but you need to remain calm. I survived my childhood because I was always very calm. And it's interesting because I'm very excitable and not so calm when things are calm. So, yeah. There's armadillo spirit here as well. And there's also something here to do with Greek, being Greek, the Mediterranean, that kind of thing. But this ship is actually coming in, and she's got one eye on it, as if she's going to alert someone. She's wearing a red sash. So this is the card of Leo, in my view. So, yeah, and there's thunder clouds. There's dark clouds, but they're only over the ship. And it's sunset. So maybe when somebody comes home, you know, at night, the trouble begins. But you need to start planning to leave. You need to start planning a getaway. This person is as dangerous as you think they are, and you cannot change them. But you have more strength than you realise, and you need to stand up. You need to pack a bag, and you need to get the hell out of Rio, or whatever. What do you call it? Get the hell out of Dodge. Yeah. When you look back, you'll feel like you dodged a bullet to the heart. You know, you wanted this, you put a lot into this person. This is what we do with narcissists and evil doers and evil people. We put a lot into them, you know, because we see the good in them, because that is the good in us that we're reflecting on them, and they mirror us back. But once they have you where they want you, you know, you no longer have any friends. They make sure that you're isolated. They make sure that you don't have any money. They make sure that they keep you drab and poor because they don't want you running off with someone else, like what they're probably doing. Often they're having affairs, multiple affairs. And you know all this. But what keeps people hanging on is fear of the unknown, fear of going it alone. Leaving without anything is a really hard thing to do, but I've left without anything a few times. I always attract the narcissist. Empaths do. So you just leave, and it's interesting how spirit will guide you. You know, all of a sudden a door will open. It's better to sleep in your car than to sleep in a bed with a dangerous animal, and you're dealing with a dangerous animal. If you were, if you were in any doubt, this is affirmation for you that it's not you, it's them. So if this reading gives you strength to pick up and just go, and if you have children in particular. So then we have another dark, 26, 62, 8. And 8 is a number of power. So this change, 5 is 23 with 5 is change and chaos. You're with these people because you need to learn what it's like to be in that situation so that you can come out of it stronger, bigger, better. You know, it'll take you time to recover, of course. You know, you have to recover from it. It's, you know, that takes time in your own time. But then so that you think about, you know what, I don't want anyone else to be in this situation. I want to do something to help people in this situation. And that's what your lesson is. So stay strong. And 8 is all about power. And this is sovereignty, the Morrigan. And see, it's like the Queen of Swords. You are sovereign. The divine loves you. And though you don't feel protected by the divine, you feel like you've been forsaken in some way, you haven't. But you need to be the Queen of Swords. You need to stand in that power. When chaos is around you, when you're with abusive people, you need to stay calm and don't engage with them. The more you engage, the more abusive they become. Also, this is a lawyer. You could have somebody coming your way, or you have a friend, you have somewhere to go, but this is also law. It's a lawyer, somebody of high intellect and intelligence. You're a very powerful person. You have the intellect, but these people are setting upon you, not because you're on a spiritual path, but maybe you're not even on a spiritual path, but your intellect and your power, they want to rob you of that. We talk about governments and we talk about people in power using our fear and using chaos to feed off our energy. Well, that's what narcissists do. Narcissists feed off your energy. If they can have power over someone so powerful, over someone so intelligent, somebody who has a promising future, somebody beautiful, because you've got to remember they hate themselves, so they put that onto you. And they can't believe they've got someone like you. Oh, why would you like me? Why would you love me? Which is kind of what gets you into that, you know, the feeling of not being loved, and the feeling, you know, drives us towards these narcissists in the first place, because you probably have had difficulties when it comes to love, not feeling loved, not feeling worthy. So they try and drag you down and keep you down because that gives them power. And also you're very loving and kind, and maybe, and they love bomb you from the beginning. It all seems amazing. Then once they have you trapped, that can be with money, it can be once you move in with them, it can be especially once you have a child. Once you have a child with these people, oh wow, it's not going to be good. And they won't do anything in front of the child. They'll do it behind closed doors, the really clever ones. So stand your ground, know that all will be well. You could, freckles or moles could be indicative here. There's flaming red hair here. You're very powerful. You're in the dark, and these people are filling you full of dark energy. This could also be envious friends as well. See the light here and the dark here. This could also be envious friends. This could be gossip too. This could be somebody who's just waiting to pounce on you. So be careful who you trust as well, is really important here as well. But in the shadows, but sovereignty, you need to know that you are sovereign of your own world, that you can create a better world for yourself, your children, your pet, whatever it is. Leave with nothing if your situation is dangerous. One more. And then we have Kali, love, 24. 24 is a 6, which is harmony. So, you go from being this beautiful person to this person who's kept in the shadows. And you're the problem. You're the one with the wicked tongue. You're the evil one. You're the, because you're probably acting out emotionally. And, they don't act out emotionally. And then you go to the light. I mean, Kali is the goddess of chaos. But you need to be the chaos. You need to throw a spanner in the works in their life. And how do you do that? You leave. And if they are dangerous, you get a restraining order. You move somewhere where no one knows where you are. You stop posting on Facebook. You stop posting on social media. And you move somewhere. Move to a country town. Just move out of state. If you have children, that's very difficult, of course. But move somewhere. Also, this is giving me the information that you could go to a refuge of some kind. But you are a goddess. And love is here for you. Flaming passion. But it's like, don't cross me. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe, at the end of the day, you do have that fire inside you. You do have that chaos energy inside you that you've been subduing because of love, because you loved this person, you've invested in this person or these people, and they've betrayed you, they've hurt you, and when you leave, they try and stop you by, oh my God, this has happened to me, they try and stop you by physically trying to get your soul out of your body. That's not funny. So, you are love, you are loved. But it's time to move on from this situation. Yeah, 3 of Swords, sorrow. This is the Aleister Crowley deck. Aleister Crowley was a magician. He was a dark magician. America is in the state that it's in because of all of the magic work of Aleister Crowley and his friends. And it's interesting, when Aleister Crowley died, was on his deathbed, and he took his last breath, and his last words was basically, wow, this is not right. He was confused. It wasn't right, because he realizes that behaving with black magic, hurting so many people through such black magic, being this devilish black magician through sex magic and all of those things, that he was going to, that whatever God he was doing this for wasn't going to give him the afterlife he thought he was going to have. So there's a 3 of Swords here. This is a heartbreaking situation. You could actually have a heart condition. Your heart chakra could be blocked as well. So you're needing to, there's nothing but sorrow where you are right now. It's not going to improve. If you're in a situation where you're more sorrowful than you are happy. You know, in some relationships, it's not the blame of you or the other person. Sometimes it's just that you're not able to meet each other's needs. So if you can't meet each other's needs and you're making each other unhappy, you know, you can't stay for any reason. Even if you're not being, you know, treated badly, but it just isn't really working. You might have one person who shows their love through money and another person who shows their love through, you know, through demonstrating it physically. If you're a person who needs to have love demonstrated to you physically and with words and with flowers, but you have somebody that just, well, I work hard, you know, look at the house I've given you, look at, you know, loves you materially, then that's going to be a path for disaster. It's going to be a path for sorrow. But you need to be sovereign in your own world. We create our world with our mind, and we put ourselves through tests and obstacles and all sorts of things, but know that you are protected, that the divine is protecting you. Oh my God, look, the devil. Yeah, there's temptation here. As soon as you want to leave, they want to come, you know, they bring you back in. Narcissists are very good at that. They bring you back by being sorry and telling you they'll never do it. They don't understand their own behavior. Oh my God, I don't know what makes me do the things I do. There must be something wrong with me. And then you come back and then it's all back to the same. Also, there could be addiction here, alcohol. Sorry, my battery went flat. Yeah, there could be addiction here, alcohol, but anger is their addiction is what I'm getting. There could be a third party here as well. Somebody who has very cold, piercing eyes, very fair skin and dark hair. So there could be a third party here as well. They always have a third party. But the devil as well. Perhaps you're addicted to them. Sometimes we are addicted to being a victim because that's all we've ever known. And you need to release that. You have great power. You have very fierce power, and maybe you're frightened to use it because you don't know what you might do. But one thing for sure, you're so full of love, compassion and empathy that you would never hurt anybody unless it was to protect yourself in some way. So we definitely have the devil here, you know, with addiction, addicted to love, temptation. But I think too, the most powerful light workers, the most powerful spiritually divine people, what people possibly would call a chosen one, although I don't like that term because I think we're all chosen to be here for some reason. But it's kind of like just some people who are meant to wake up at certain times to wake other people up, to help and assist others. So, you know, you're very, very powerful, and the demons, the devils, will do anything to stop you from getting onto the path of light. At the end of the day, the demons want you to join their forces because there's nothing more powerful than a light worker or a deeply spiritual person joining the dark, because they become very powerful magicians and priestesses. So, you know, don't give yourself into the dark. Know that you are protected, and that at the end of the day, light wins. And that's not why we're on the side of light, because we want to be on the winning side. It's just naturally within us to be a good person no matter what happens to you. And you're going to go through so many trials, tribulations. You're going to wonder why it all happened to you. There's a lot of trauma counselling that's going to be needed. You know, a lot of time to yourself. You will be isolated in order to really dig deep into yourself, and you'll see that as some kind of punishment, as the perpetrators seem to be having, you know, fun, and they've got all the money and they've got everything. But you'll have exactly what you need. You'll be given a peaceful time and a peaceful space to build yourself back up again. And then you know, the devils will speak through your children, they'll speak through your family, and you just have to remain calm and try not to say anything to people you truly do love that you can't take back, because you will become angry when all is said and done. You will be angry with the gods. But you'll see a bigger purpose. You'll be able to see the bigger picture at some point. One more of these. Oop. 5 of discs, worry. Yeah. So you're in a state, you know, you're being kept in a state of worry. Five of Pentacles, and again, it's the pentagram. It's, you know, it's all the devil worship stuff. There could be something here to do with devil worshippers and things like that. It could even be a cult that you're caught up in, some kind of satanic cult. But anybody who wants to draw blood and wish harm on others or sacrifice anything, no matter what it is, you know, I think that's pretty good. I think that's a good rule to live by. If somebody's willing to kill an animal, a human, whatever they're sacrificing, everything but themselves, they're not lying on the sacrificial table, are they? No, they're not. They're the ones getting drunk and having the party while, you know, while they're sacrificing some light worker, some victim. But you are protected. So yeah, so there's a lot of sorrow, a lot of worry here, and they are the devil, and they will paint you as the devil. You may go through situations that you'll be gang stalked, at your job you'll be accused of things you never did, you'll just be pushed around so much that you won't think you are protected, but you are. You could even come close to death. You could have people who are trying to really hurt you. You know, I've been through it all. Oh my God, and I'm here to tell the tale. And now I have a peaceful life. I've been able to overcome, and I'm actually a nicer person today than I was when it all began. So there you go. I am proof that all will be well. So let's see what the pocket shaman has to say. So yeah, so this is a very difficult situation. You're very worried about money. You're being kept short of money. You know, you're being locked out. You know, basically, you're the victim, but you're being treated like you're a perpetrator. That's very common, especially when it comes to awakening. Yeah. And you have a spiritual path to walk. So like no doors are going to open to you, you have to trust in the divine. You have to trust in, like I went into a particular career and it was a spiritual career really, but no, that wasn't right. This wasn't right. That's right. I have to do tarot and write books. You know what I'm saying? So that was hard because, oh, where's the money coming from? How am I going to live? But the money came. It did. It came from the heavens. Yeah. Right. Oh, beauty way. Look, the lotus flower. From all the filth, the murk and the dirt comes the most beautiful flower of all. And that's a quote from Mulan as well. The flower that is the most beautiful of all, or shines the most beautiful, or whatever it is, you know, the most beautiful flower of all shines in adversity. And we can't all shine in adversity. At the time you don't, but you're not saying anything, like you're not deliberately hurting someone. You're kind of angry, defending yourself, you know, but they keep you in this loop argument, this ridiculous loop. Around and round and round you go, where you stop nobody knows. So 4, stability is yours. Dragonfly energy here as well. So enlightenment as well. You're going to be enlightened to the truth about someone and this person. Like, you're just going to realize that you cannot stay where you are, and you have to get on that boat or whatever it is, on your donkey, and get out and get out. So this is all part of your enlightenment, and you have to have faith that you will have stability, that things will stabilize, going from the 5 of chaos to the 4 of stability. And this is part of your enlightened path, because you can't really help people, or people, well, you can, like you can put yourself in other people's shoes intellectually, emotionally, but when you've experienced, like you can't explain all of this to somebody else, but when you experience all this and then you reach out your hand for others to help them, they can trust you because you've been through it before. They can't say, well, what do you know? I might sound like a person like, oh, well, what do you know? Like, people have no idea what I've been through because I don't look like the type, apparently. So it's not my job to convince them. But people who've been through it can look in my eyes, and we just both know. And we know, no matter how you're dressed, how you speak, you know, whether you came from a mud hut, you know, a shanty, or lived in a palace, you know, people people who live in nice homes in nice suburbs can be horrendously abused for years and nobody knows because they're respectable, you know. So anyway, one more. So you're being shown the way as well, and you won't be able to believe how beautiful you become and how beautiful your life becomes. You know, you'll drop years, the upper world, 59, 95, 14. So Archangel Michael here, the upper world is helping you, the higher self. This is a spiritual path you're walking on. This is a fight between good and evil, but it's not your job to fight right now in the way that you think. You have to get out, pull yourself together, rid yourself of the trauma, come back to love, and wait to be guided onto what your path is. So the upper world, the angels are here, and it's interesting because it's like an eagle carrying an orb. You're going to be carried to where you need to be. You've also got something flying in to, like, they can only, if your life path is to continue on, these demonic people can only do so much to you until something steps in and stops them. So you get pushed to a certain point, and people go, well, people who, you know, decide to unalive themselves, what does that say for them? You know, but that's a whole different scenario that we don't understand. I mean, when we say, you know, you don't get any more than you can handle, well, I don't know if that's quite true. I think people, it does get to that point, and, you know, people do have though, you know, you think, why am I here? I may as well be unalive. Like, you know, you have those times, but then you keep gathering strength. You keep waking up in the morning, you keep going, because there's something that you have to do, and something keeps you going, and that something that keeps you going is the upper world, is the spirit world, is God's world, is a world where everything is beautiful, giving you enough strength to keep going. And people who don't make it, I can't speak for that. I don't think anyone can. But that maybe is their role. Maybe that's their role for others, for those left behind to learn something, you know. So the sacrifice, 44, that's it. You know, it's they want to sacrifice everybody but themselves. You know, you've sacrificed yourself for everybody. You know, you are the sacrifice. They feed off you, they feed off your energy, they get power from you feeling fear, they get power from, you know, keeping you down. Because remember, this is spiritual. Like narcissists and evil people and what seem like ordinary people, deep down they know who they are, and they know what their job is, and their job is to sacrifice you. Their job is to stop you from becoming this amazing, powerful person who could change your world, the world of your children, your community, and maybe the whole world. So, you know, that's something really important to think about. So 44-8, more power as well. They don't realize who they're truly dealing with. Like, nobody knows who you're truly dealing with. We have very powerful light workers in this world, and we have very powerful dark workers. And you never know who you're dealing with until you know, you get yourself involved in them. So heart song is a message from the angels to you. What is your heart saying? Stop and listen. Your truth lies within the empty spaces between your thoughts. Your truth shines through from within your soul. Your truth is that which is eternal and unchanging. Oh, your truth is love. So you know when you're not being loved, and people's behavior does not change. I mean, these narcissists, they need therapy, man. Like, they say that we need therapy. Oh, go and get help. You need therapy because we suffer trauma. And yeah, we probably do. But man, these people need to be locked up. Seriously. Like, they're so harmful. Oh, and change. See, you're being asked to change. You're being asked to leave. They're not going to change, so you need to be the change that you need to be. Life is a journey. It would be very unfulfilling if each step is exactly the same as the last, because life is always changing. It is forever fresh and new. Allow your life to unfold gracefully. Be grateful for what was and is and for will ever be. And how are we grateful for such a traumatic life? For people who've lived such traumatic lives for so many reasons. Because because these experiences make you who you are, and you become more compassionate than ever. So, and destiny at the bottom. Your destiny is to blossom, to shine, to transform to an ever greater light. And that's what these people are trying to stop you doing. They're trying to stop you doing. So, if this reading has triggered you in any way, please seek help. There is help available. You just have to connect with the divine, connect with your higher self, stay calm, don't make decisions based on fear. But for someone here, it's time to leave. The boat is in the harbour, and you need to go quietly and in secret. Alright, love and blessings to you, but there's a better life for you after this reading. Okay.